Hey everybody, it's Andy coming at you today with a little bit of insight on the best approach to how to answer what's your expected salary when you get this question in a job interview. And just so you know where I'm coming at you with this insight, I'm a longtime executive recruiter and I've negotiated more than 600 employment agreements with more than 200 different companies. So I've seen a lot related to what happens in these salary negotiations and how everything you do in the entire process can affect your ability to get paid what you deserve at the end. I also have a video on YouTube of this very same question. And the reason I mention that, certainly you can go check that out if you want more, but more importantly, that video has thousands of comments and questions on it. And so I'm going to also let you know what the two biggest issues are with this question that people were asking me. So the first thing is, while this question is designed and we're addressing this issue as you are being asked this by a human in a job interview, but most of those questions I was getting on that YouTube video had to do with, Andy, well, what do I put even on the application? So as I'm filling this out and I'm trying to fill out the job application through the applicant tracking system, I'm being asked what's my expected salary, what should I put in that field? And so what I'd like to say there is, if it's an open field, put negotiable or open if you can write text. But a lot of these are usually drop-down boxes where they give you ranges. If they give you a range, what I suggest then is that you just put in something that's near your current salary. The point here is you don't want to go too high or too low. You don't want to price yourself out, and you don't want to aim too low. But most of the time, these aren't going to matter. No one's going to hold you to that. They just want to make sure that you fill it out. You can hash this out in the negotiating process as you do well in the interview. Now, when you get to the interview, you're going to be asked this question, and under no circumstances do I want you to actually give a number, and why not? Well, the first thing is you're unlikely to actually hit the bullseye. You might aim too low, you might aim too high, and the fact of the matter is that it's just an uninformed estimate. You might think you know based on what you're currently earning, or you might think you know based on the research that you've done. But what you do not know at this moment in time is what this particular company is willing to pay you for this particular job. So people who have more information in the negotiating process usually make more informed and better decisions. Assumptions are not your friend. So what I always recommend is that if you're asked this question, you just say to the recruiter, the screener, or the human resources official, I'm really open. While compensation is important to me, it's only one facet of what working here entails. So what I get to do, who I get to do it with, what my career growth opportunities are, the benefits package, or whatever might be important to you, roll that into the response. You are far better off doing that and then negotiating at the end of the process when your stock or your capital is the highest from all those points you've earned throughout the interview process. Now you might be thinking, well, Andy, that it's going to sound like I'm being evasive, but fact of the matter is, if the recruiter likes your background, he or she is going to turn to the hiring official and say, I really like this person's background. I think we should interview them. The hiring official is going to want the chance to talk with you if you've got the goods. Remember, recruiters do not determine what you are going to get paid. They are likely just trying to see whether you fall in the range so they have an idea of whether they'll be wasting their time or not. But the fact of the matter is, you being in that interview process are putting that recruiter one step closer to his or her ultimate goal, which is to fill that position. So they want to make sure that they're getting the right candidates into the process, and more often than not, they're willing to leave all the negotiating to the hiring officials. Now, some of you are going to say, and this came from the YouTube video as well, and they said, well, Andy, I tried this. The recruiter was just turning red. I can feel the steam coming through the phone. They really wanted a number from me. If that is the case and you feel like you cannot defer until the end of the process, I'm going to give you the bailout answer here. Here again, going back to what I was saying about assumptions are not your friends, and the more information that you have, the more thoughtful you can be about how you approach this entire process. If you feel pressure to give a number, then what I would rather you do is say, okay, if you really want to make sure that we're in the right ballpark, I'm assuming that you have a range or a budget for this particular position. If you simply share that with me, I will let you know if I'm okay with that range. And then my suggestion at this point is, no matter what the range is, you just say you're okay and you go in and you wow them. Employers are much, much happier to pay more money if they're going to get more. They want to pay less if they're going to get less. So, but work that out in the process. So those are my suggestions on how to handle that. If you want a lot more on salary negotiation and everything to do along the way, I've got a playlist on my YouTube channel, and I hope that serves you. And lots of luck out there. I know it's a tricky question, but I'm sure you're going to do great. Take care. See you soon.